Governor Fubara and former President Goodluck Jonathan has lambasted Judiciary for causing commotion in our political terrain.
Some of you say you're legal luminary. You know the truth. You will go on air just to pacify your paymasters, to turn the law upside down. We all know the law. When it comes to issues that has to do with the administration of governance in states, it is the state high court. It doesn't matter whether you go and join INEC police. It is a straightforward. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that one. And you stand and you say you're doing the right thing, God will judge you. Let me say it here so you understand.
The duo lambasted the Judiciary over what they call judicial abracadabra.
Your Majesties, your Royal Highnesses, members of the National Assembly that are here, members of State Assembly, members of the National Executive Council that are here, members of State Assembly, State Executives that are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by congratulating Mike and his family, but particularly his wife, for this occasion. When I accepted Mike's invitation to write a tribute and to also make a statement in a video, I thought my job was done. I didn't realize that he will ask me to be chairman, because when I realized that my brother and colleague, President Goodluck Jonathan, was coming, I thought he will be made the chairman of this occasion. But when I was called, then I decided we have got two chairmen for this occasion. So we are co-chair. But before I give President Jonathan the opportunity to say his statement as a co-chair, I have two or three words to describe Mike. And the first one is that he's an extraordinary man. Extraordinary man. And I thought I would live by that. until yesterday I was out, and when I was coming back home, a friend of mine called and said, "Where will you be tomorrow?" And I said, "Tomorrow I will be attending a double ceremony for a friend who is celebrating his birthday and who also at the same time is presenting 50 books." And he said, "Who is that friend?" I mentioned his name, Mike. Oh, and his reaction was, "Oh, he's one of those radicals." So I thought that, well, I have said this man is an extraordinary man. When my friend said he's one of those radicals, I did not know what to say. So when I got home, I took my dictionary, because I don't know whether I will want to tell Mike that he has been described as a radical, or whether I will not. So I took my dictionary, and of course, dictionary never lies. It will tell you. So I look at the word radical, and it says, a person who advocates thorough or complete political or social change. Ah, I like that. So I said, well, look, I will add that to my description of Mike. Mike is a person, and I also add a little bit of mine to the dictionary definition. So I now read it out to you, what I put down. Mike is a person who advocates thorough or complete political or social change with conviction, courage, and integrity. And that is the man that we have come to honor. Mike, happy birthday and more grace to your elbow.
You can go, sir.
I'm not going.
Thank you, Your Excellency. In fact, President Obasanjo described me as his younger brother. He's my father, not his younger brother. And he's somebody I admire so much, even before I got into politics. So thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. You have brought me to speak at this time. I would have been made to speak maybe towards the last. And you have now upgraded me.
The earlier, the better.
You have upgraded me to be a co-chair. Thank you so much. So as a co-chair, the chairman has already said what we should say. I wouldn't want to belabor the issues. And more so, like President Obasanjo said, I wrote the foreword of one of the books. And I also made the brief remarks in the video that maybe they will play on the multimedia, so on. So I may not even want to talk about mine because I made some statements, especially on the video. But looking at the titles of the 50 books, then you realize that mine is more than even being a radical. Because if you look at the various titles, cut across almost all spheres of life, political science, law, history, biography, philosophy, health, etc., etc. Is writing like the philosophers of old, in those days when knowledge was not compartmentalized. And one philosopher can talk across sphere of knowledge, and that is mine. We thank God for creating people like you that can educate our children and continue to do your work. Well, because Mike is a very senior lawyer, so I know so many senior lawyers are here, both at the bar and the bench. So in such occasions, we only use such platforms to plead, especially those of us who are into the political environment, that the way things are going in this country, especially listening to the judgments being given regarding political cases, which Papa will not want to go in, but I can go in. We are beginning to see that democracy in Nigeria is like a cone that is being turned upside down. And if a cone, and you turn it upside down, and the top that's supposed to be big, even if it's little roundish, and you manage to stand it, it cannot be so stable. The slightest perturbation, it will fall. And when I listened to senior lawyers like Olisa Bakuba, who was making comments on some Supreme Court judgment, I felt very sad that the country has got to that level. I plea that if democracy will endure, the people both at the back and the bench should not be carried away by political influence. That is the only way. And that is the only way we can stabilize the political process. I know the lawyers enjoy, during the middle after election, the avalanche of litigation, because it's like Christmas for lawyers. But most countries doesn't go that way. People don't go to courts. But in Nigeria, pre-election matters, election matters. Fill all the courts. And this does not give a good sign for democracy. Comparing Nigeria to other African countries and some more countries outside Africa that have been able to get involved in the electoral processes. So, to me, it worries me. In fact, towards the end of this month, I'll be going to Botswana. I want to go and see what others do. And you come back home and see what we do. It worries us. There is a particular judgment that has been haunting, and I need to mention that, luckily I'm not a lawyer, I'm seeing that from a layman view. Most very senior lawyers are here, that really turn the cone upside down. And if the courts don't really look into this and rectify it, it will create so much instability in the political system that it could affect all of us. Even those who claim to have succeeded, their victory song will not last long, because we will all be victims. Where the court say a ward chairman can expel a national chairman of a political party. This is not in line with natural justice. The law is to control human behavior, and human behavior must follow how God created systems. And you cannot tell me that the head of department, for example, in a university, can expel the vice chancellor. So how can the Nigerian law tell me that a ward chairman can expel a national officer of a political party? And since that judgment has been given, it has created all kinds of instability in the party. In fact, PDP is into crisis because of that judgment. APC at the time was also into crisis because of that judgment. And I'm not looking at it from a legal perspective because I don't know anything about the law. But when I look at how nature works, I have never seen a system where a sub-unit can discipline the top. For PDP exactly, of course, Papa knows, in the constitution of PDP, if you're a national officer, even your state cannot discipline you. Not talk about a ward officers that are not even members of NEC, the National Executive Council. And we are saying that a ward chairman of a party can suspend and expel a national chairman of a political party. I'm pleading with the Supreme Court to review that their judgment. Because that judgment has turned the cone upside down. And the political process, the democracy is wobbling. I don't want to go more, but let me just use this as an example. Papa, thank you for bringing me. Let me join you to congratulate Mike Ozekhome, the wife, and the family for this 67th birthday celebration. And let me also, as the co-chair that I've been promoted to, thank all of you for coming to celebrate this family and celebrate this man that has made significant impact in the growth of Nigeria, especially his struggles for good governance and the political leadership. I thank you all.
Thank you. I just want to thank you for the comment you made about political judgment, and you said I wouldn't say anything. Yes, because there's much to say, and there's not yet time for you. Thank you.
Please a round of applause for our living heroes. Please a round of applause for our living heroes, former presidents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo and Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. In a gathering like this, when the elders speak, we all listen. And we do not expect anything less. These individuals that have been privileged to serve this country have given a lot to this country.
Spread out, spread out.
We know quite all right that a good number of you have been threatened by way of phone calls and even physical assault. We are also aware that some of you have also been threatened professionally through petitions that are fake and frivolous. But one thing you need to understand is you must be persecuted when you're doing the right thing. And those of you who are doing the right thing, that are being fought from all sides, be courageous. Very soon, this whole thing will be over. Nothing lasts forever. In fact, I need the program. I want to read something. Let me have the program. The first hymn, processional hymn, he said, God is working his purpose out as years succeeds years. God is working his purpose out, and the time is drawing near. I don't know who chose it, but for a purpose. Nearer and nearer draws the time that shall surely be. You need to walk with faith. That time shall surely be. What we are praying for in this country is institutional strength and not individual strength. Institutional strength is the only thing that will bring development in this country. If I'm a businessman, I'm coming into Nigeria to invest. Why will I invest when what I'm saying today, the institutions are weak and individuals are stronger than institutions. Some of you, you say you're legal luminary. You know the truth. You will go on air just to pacify your paymasters, to turn the law upside down. We all know the law. When it comes to issues that has to do with the administration of governance in states, it is the state high court. It doesn't matter whether you go and join INEC police. It is a straightforward. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that one. And you stand and you say you're doing the right thing, God will judge you. Let me say it here so you understand. Judges, you're the one that we are seeing. Your position is to stand and defend us. Your position is to look at whoever and tell the person the truth. Because if you don't do it here, you have a big question to answer. The preacher said it. Every evil done in the course of administrative justice, you will pay for it dearly. Look at what today, the up and downs in this state. When everybody knows that whatever we're getting from that end, I don't want to call their name, are but judgment. Everybody knows. But I'm not bothered about it. Like the word said here, it will come to an end. Surely. So let me thank you for your support. More will come. They will attack you in several ways. But be strong. As a government, I have never called any of you to do what is wrong. I always preach, stand on the side of truth. This state belongs to every one of us. It is not about Fubara today. If this institution is destroyed, when another person comes in tomorrow, it's the same thing that will happen. We need to stand and defend it. And you are the right people to do it. I'm here today to assure you that even if I have my last breath, I will defend the justice in this state. I know the journey has not been easy because of all the troubles, because of the good works we are doing. The enemy is overshadowing it with bad news. But very soon, we're going to go into areas, programs, to showcase what we've been doing, not just for the judiciary, other aspects of governance in our dear state. I want to thank you and assure you that I'll continue to support you. And my prayers as you start your new legal year, God will be with you. God will support you. The leadership of my Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge, Simeon C. Amadi, you will record successes. Not just one, successes. For this administration, you will record successes for your own period of leadership in the judiciary. We'll give you all the support. We won't call you to do anything that is wrong. If I do, disgrace me publicly. Likewise, if they call you, be bold enough to tell the world that they have called me, I will not do it. The good people of River State, I appreciate your support. Sometime, about this time last year, the story was different. But today, we are smiling because we have what, even if you put all of them together, they don't have, we have God. And when God is in your business, no matter the level of gang up, there is no way you can be defeated. And it is that God that will put our trust on, and He will lead us to the end and even further. In Jesus' name.
Let us worship God. Offer Him praise and thanksgiving.
Governor of Rivers State, the Senior Fubara, Grand Service Star of Rivers State. Your Excellencies, my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Judge of Rivers State, the Honorable Justice Senior Chimuzo Amadi, my Lord, the Honorable the President of the Customary Court of Appeal of Rivers State, the Honorable Justice Ihem Nacho, Wilfred Oguzo. My Lords, Judges of all the Superior Courts of Nigeria here present, serving and retired, with my special respects to the Honorable Justice Mary Ukego Peter Odili, retired Justice of the Supreme Court. And I use her as a point of contact to salute your Lordships. May I, on behalf of the body of senior advocates of Nigeria, congratulate my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Judge of Rivers State, your Lordships, and the entirety of the Rivers State Judiciary on this auspicious occasion of the official opening of the 2024-2025 legal year. The grand ceremonies we are all witnessing today are indeed auspicious, and we are all happy to be present. Its origins are lost in antiquity, but the ceremony reminds us of the formal opening of the legal year in England and Wales, which by history we remember started in 1897. It is at this ceremony that the full majesty of the law, actually of the courts, is rolled out and put on public display to remind the general public, the citizens of the country, and particularly those of us in the legal profession, about the importance of the rule of law and the fact that we live in human societies that are ordered and regulated by law as administered by the courts. As expected, my Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge will report on how well the Rivers State Judiciary fared in the 2023 to 2024 legal year, and also outline the plans and arrangements for the 2024/2025 legal year, which we are celebrating, and tell us what will be our expectations with regard thereto. I am hopeful that the courts that are comprised in the Rivers State Judiciary, that is the High Court, the Customary Court of Appeal, the Magistrates' Courts, the Customary Courts, the Multi-Door Courthouse, and even the tribunals, which may be set up from time to time, will continue to discharge their duties and functions
the best of their several abilities. And that, Afoshorai, so too will the men and women who participate in carrying out the noble pursuit of administration of justice and the maintenance and enforcement of the rule of law. Indeed, of law and order in our state. May I at this juncture congratulate all those who were appointed judges, magistrates, and adjudicators in our courts in the last legal year, and humbly remind them that they are to administer justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will, honestly and to the best of their abilities, and faithfully in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the laws of Nigeria. And that they all have a responsibility to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. As they all must be aware, or ought to be aware, the judiciary throughout Nigeria has never been under more public scrutiny and even vilification at any other time than now. As we hear and read from the news media, everybody now feels free to publicly comment on the performance of our courts and the judgments which they deliver. Most of these commentators are not legal practitioners or persons learned in the law, and one is oftentimes left to wonder about what interests they may be serving. And so I urge your lordships, your worships, and all concerned to persevere in doing right in accordance with the dictates of your conscience. On a rather happy note, I'm happy and pleased to announce that in the last legal year, 3 of our learned friends and colleagues were elevated to the eminent rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, namely H.A. Bello, SAN, Chief Kingsley Tuku, SAN, and A.B. Abdul Kadir, Esquire, SAN. We heartily congratulate them again, and we pray that we all should honor and receive them as such. My lords, your worships, your honors and all, there is still some very great concern about the slow pace of justice, not only in Rivers State, but throughout Nigeria. And how it is that cases before the courts suffer incessant delays in their trial and conclusion. Some of these delays are, honestly speaking, obviously unnecessary and avoidable. The rules of our courts, virtually all of them, and particularly that of the High Court of Rivers State, indicates that we must all aim for the achievement of a just, efficient, and speedy dispensation of justice. And so we all, including the bar, must brace up. As we too, legal practitioners all, are also remiss in this regard. If justice is justly, efficiently, and speedily administered, and causes and matters so dispensed of, we and our clients will be happier for it. That should always be our dream and hope.
and we must all work to actualize the same. And the bar, more particularly, must never forget to live up to the motto of the Nigerian Bar Association, promoting the rule of law. It is in furtherance thereof that I declare that no legal practitioner should be castigated, condemned or vilified for advising that court judgments and court orders must be strictly obeyed and duly complied with. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, I conclude by wishing us all every success in the 2024 to 2025 legal year. And I pray the Almighty and eternal God to bless us all and to bless our beloved.
In their words, the judiciary is responsible for giving conflicting judgment over political outcomes in the nation. The actions of the judicial judgment, which is usually conflicting, has been adjudged to be one of the major reasons political crisis among political parties, and both internal and external political crisis, is rocking the nation. Recall that Fubara recently is a beneficiary of this sort of political judgment, which they refer as abracadabra judgment by the judiciary. Recently, a court judgment ordered Fubara to represent the 2024 budget before the pro-Wike's lawmakers in the Rivers House of Assembly. The governor, however, resisted such attempt and pronounced that the pro-Wike lawmakers remain sacked for porting from PDP to the APC when there is no political crisis in the party.